All right, welcome. My name is Divine. This is an announcement podcast. I'm discussing the classes that are going to be taking place in January. First, starts with the social sciences and ethics class. The thing is, close to 15 to 20% of the USMLE exams are now based on social sciences and ethics. They even said it in their content outline that these are things we're going to start focusing on. So, starting in 2023, God willing, I'll be having a class that is a 5-hour class. It's going to be taking place from 4 to 9 p.m. Mountain Standard Time on the 12th of January, from 4 to 9 p.m. Mountain Standard Time on the 12th of January. That's going to be from 6 to 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The USMLEs have just significantly expanded their social sciences content. So I decided to make a course that is very comprehensive, that covers these things. So literally by attending that class, you are learning something that again comprises almost 20% of the current exams. And this class is for everyone taking step 1 all the way to step 3. Step 1 all the way to step 3. In that class, we're going to be covering medical ethics, communication and interpersonal skills, death, dying, and palliative care. We'll talk about the physician-patient relationship. We'll talk about quality improvement. We'll talk about healthcare systems and patient safety. We'll talk about healthcare policy and economics. Again, you're not going to come and just get principles thrown at you. No, I'm going to give you scenarios because, again, these concepts are not going to be tested by way of what does healthcare policy mean? No, the MDMEs don't write questions like that. They'll give you a scenario and you have to interpret it. If you have attended any of my courses, you will know exactly that's how I roll. So that's literally how the course is going to be structured. And then the MDME test taking strategies class is going to be taking place on the 20th of January. And again, the test taking strategies class is for step 1 all the way to step 3. It's going to be taking place from 5 to 7:30 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, which is 7 to 9:30 p.m. Eastern. It's going to be taking place on the 20th of January. And I'm basically going to use a bunch of questions to discuss some very methodical approaches to reading MBME questions, getting the most important information from questions, avoiding traps, dealing with situations where you narrow things down to a few options and you're like, how do I pick the right one? We'll talk about how to answer ethics questions. There are actually test taking strategies for ethics. We'll talk about those. We'll even talk about how to answer questions where you have very limited knowledge of the material that is being presented before you. So we'll talk about those things there. So again, the test taking strategies class before was for step 2 and step 3. But now I'm including step 1 because there is a lot of clinical questions on step 1. Interpreting those clinical questions appropriately requires good knowledge of sound test-taking strategy. And then the next class will be the 20-hour review course. The 20-hour review course, this is for step 2 and step 3 and obviously complex level 2 and 3. It's going to be taking place from the 23rd to the 24th and from the 26th to the 27th of January, from 4 to 9 p.m. Mountain Standard Time each day. So it's going to be from 6 to 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We'll review more than 1,000 concepts from peds, from surgery, from OB-GYN, from neurology, from psych, from internal medicine. And we'll also discuss multi-systems, processes, and disorders. That's one of the most challenging portions of the exam for people to prepare for. And we'll do that by way of clinical vignettes and well-thought-out exam scenarios. And then I will also be having a biostatistics boot camp. Again, very popular class. It's going to be taking place on the 30th of December from 5 to 9 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. That's from 7 to 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's going to be taking place via Zoom. Basically, in that boot camp, you're going to learn biostats deeply. Because again, many people, biostats, back in the day, the USMLE questions were simple math, simple calculations. But now, most of the USMLE problems on biostatistics don't even involve math. It's more reasoning, more being able to analyze things. So again, if you're expecting a class where someone will come and give you a formula list and you follow the formula list, no, then you shouldn't attend the class. You're not going to get any benefit from it. But if you want to deeply understand biostats and see a scenario and know exactly what they're trying to test and see how biostatistics is applied, like it's almost like think of it as applied biostatistics, then that's a class for you. If you attend the class, you'll learn how to reason through biostats. You'll see that biostats really requires very limited knowledge of any formulas. You will learn biostats at a truly, truly deep level. And then for those of you that are taking the USMLE Step 1 exams, or let's say you're taking Step 2 or Step 3, and you have a very, very weak background in the basic sciences, because the thing is, if you notice, the USMLEs, they use one common content outline for Step 1 all the way to Step 3. So really, Step 2 and Step 3 is just an application of a good foundation from Step 1. So one thing you may find to be very helpful to you is the Step 1 class I'm holding early in January. It's a 25-hour class. It's going to be taking place from the 5th to the 7th of January and from the 9th to the 10th of January. So it's going to be very early in the year. If you want to get a very good basic science background, and again, the thing is, I'm not just going to be saying, okay, let's go over this pathway, that pathway. No. So I'm going to go through all these concepts in applied fashion with scenarios, with clinical context. So it's going to help you really, really understand the material. It's going to be taking place from the 5th to the 7th and from the 9th to the 10th of January from 3 to 8 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. That's 5 to 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So it's going to be a 25-hour class, and we're going to be having 5 hours each day. So all these courses are going to be held over Zoom. There's going to be ample time given to take and answer people's questions. So if you're interested in any of these classes, just shoot me an email. I'll give you some more information. Once you register for it, then your spot can be reserved. So thank you for listening to me today. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Have a wonderful weekend ahead, and Merry Christmas. God bless you. Bye for now.